Hey, it's Leilani, and welcome back. I know it's been a little bit. However, I wanted to talk to you guys today a little bit about taking inspired action and really understanding what that means and how to do it. Because sometimes things will show up in our lives and we think, is that what I think it means? Is it? I don't know. Maybe not. And then it's like a few days later, we'll understand. We'll be like, dang it, God was speaking to me. Gosh, the divine was speaking. The source was trying to tell me. Universe was talking to me. My angels were chattering in my ears and we're not listening. So what does it sound like and why does it sound that way? So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a situation that happened yesterday so that you have kind of an idea, because I'm sure that you will be like, oh, totally applies to my life. So one thing that happened was this is my sons, I have, as you know, I have five boys. And my oldest son is 21, Robert. And then I have a 15-year-old son, and his name is John Henry. We call him John, we call him Hank. I may call him one of either names, and that's just how we reference him. Anyway, they do rock climbing over at Momentum here in South Jordan, Sandy area. And they get every once a month, they get free they get to take a guest with them for free. So they like to take their siblings because they think, they enjoy it so much. They're thinking that, my siblings would enjoy this. This would be fun. So they had scheduled yesterday morning that they were going to take actually the three younger kids. They were going to take Ian, Ariana, and Thor to go rock climbing with them. And they were just going to pay $5 for Thor or whatever. Anyway, they had decided that they were going to do it at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it was all planned out. And then I said, okay, I said, that's fine if you guys are going to do that. Just know that my nephews, my brother has two little boys. They were planning to come over and hang out for the day. I said, they'll be coming sometime tomorrow. So anyway, one thing led to another. They were supposed to go at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then they were like, oh, well, if they're coming, then maybe we can't go. And they started to make all of these reasons of why they shouldn't, right? But they had already had the feeling, go at 8 o'clock. It was completely worked out. That would allow them to then go and do whatever other things that they had to do during the day. So what happened was yesterday morning, they didn't get up and go at 8 o'clock. No. And when I asked them, did you guys go rock climbing? They said, no. And I said, why? And they said, well, because, Missy and Isaiah were coming over, and so we didn't want to not be here when they got here. And I said, really? Really? I said, you really need to learn to follow through with that feeling and that inspiration when it shows up, because their mother texted me and they're not coming till maybe like 10:30. I kind of had to giggle because I was like, there's a reason why you had the feeling it should be done at this time. You didn't completely understand it, but you had a feeling. And if you would have followed through, you guys would have gone at 8 o'clock in the morning. I guarantee they would have been back by 10:30. Nobody would have missed out on anything. It would have just allowed the day to flow more seamlessly, more enjoyably, more joyfully. Everybody would have had a better time. Rather, when 8 o'clock in the morning came, I had one little girl that was crying, Ariana, because her brothers weren't going to take her mountain or rock climbing anymore, and another little boy, Ian, who was just bummed out because that wasn't on the agenda anymore. And then another little boy, Thor, who was just, at least he could play Minecraft. That like saved the day. The point is, when my nephew showed up at 10:30, it was a full-on realization that, oh my gosh, there was that little bit of inspiration, and if I would have just followed through and trusted that, I didn't understand it, but there is a purpose, right? So when these things show up for you, what they feel like is they make sense. Not only do they make sense, they feel right. You have this continuity between your thought and your feeling. Everything seems seamless and it flows. And then someone may throw something in and you're like, or a thought comes in and you want to rationalize or change it or mix it up. If you go with the initial of feeling and thought of continuity, where everything just kind of falls into place and makes perfect sense, and you don't have to talk yourself into it making perfect sense, more times than not, you will find that is messages from the divine. That is God trying to be influential in your life to make it easier, because God is all about joy. God is that man might have joy, and he wants you to be simplified, right? Goddess is the same way. She's like, could you guys please get out of your own way? Angels are like chirping in your ears, and they're like, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, right? To my kids. But my kids didn't do it, because we're human and it's okay. So when you don't do it and you go against your better judgment, if you will, don't beat yourself up. Just recognize it for what it is. Say, oh, I get it now. Notice how the feeling felt when you felt inspired, and be aware of it so that when it shows up again, you take the action that you're meant to take for yourself, right? There's no right or wrong way to do this, but there's the thing that serves you and there's the thing that doesn't. So always serve to the highest degree, and you will find that it's all about win-win-win. God, angels, goddess, divine, they all love you. I love you. I wish the best for you. I hope the best for you. Take those little steps to hear the voices that are in your favor and follow. For what that's worth, hope you take this into your day and make a difference and live a life in love. Much love. Bye-bye.